ॐ वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्य आणीस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासि अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ॐ ॐ May my speech be accorded with the mind. May my mind be accorded with the speech. O self-effulgent one Brahman, reveal thyself to me. May you both, speech and mind, be the carriers of the highest truth to me. May not all that I have heard depart from me. May I be able to join day and night through this study. I shall utter what is verbally true. I shall utter what is mentally true. May that Brahman protect me. May that Brahman protect the teacher. May that protect me. May that protect the teacher. Om, peace, peace. Peace be unto you all. Good morning. Give me little time. I think mic is not functioning. This morning, oh my, echo. This morning, is it better? Not perfectly well, but better. Do you want me to reduce a little bit the voice? It is okay. Good. So this morning, I am going to speak on... No, it is not good. Hello, it's okay. This morning I am going to speak on a subject which is discussed a lot, but people mostly misunderstand and have a misconception about this concept. This is karma and karma yoga. It is well discussed subject, People, the simplest out of 4 yogas, the skill to attain higher spiritual life, there are 4 paths you have to follow. According to Indian philosophy, you have to follow one of the 4 paths, or you can integrate or combine all the 4 paths. That is the instruction of Swami Vivekananda. And Karma Yoga is one of the paths by which we can attain the highest spiritual attainment. But there is a difference between karma and karma yoga. Generally, if you go through the scientific definition of karma or work, what is the scientific definition of work? The scientific definition of work is that you can see some change or transformation in the external thing. Then we can say it is a work. If I hold these things, that is not a work. If I move this thing from here to there, then we call it work, because it changes. The external change, if we do not find any external change or transformation, we cannot consider it from the scientific point of view that is a work. But what is karma yoga? Karma yoga is spiritual. The first difference is this. In karma, we find the transformation is in the external world. But in karma yoga, the transformation is in the internal world, in our mind and in our psychic system. This is the karma yoga. This karma yoga is not for worldly success. It is primarily a spiritual discipline, and it moves you to the highest spiritual attainment. This is the first difference. One is external, one is internal. Number 2, as the other yogas, karma yoga also has some preliminary requirement. Generally, we think that if we help a people selflessly, we call it selflessly. The selflessly help a people with, this is a very confusing term according to Indian philosophy. In normal parlance, we understand that if I give a gift in the holiday season, if we give some food, some kind of clothing, some kind of gift, that is a kind of selfless work. But according to Indian philosophy, or according to karma yoga, that is not at all a selfless work. I can explain that. Why? The point is this: 3 things are required for karma yoga. In Bhagavad Gita, a very common verse is there: Karmanye badhika raste ma phaleshu kadachana. is a very important verse, and probably all Indians, they know this verse. So, ma phaleshu kadachana, that is important, and how can we do that? We know it. But how can we do that? Ma phaleshu kadachana means don't expect the fruits of your work. So then why should we work? If I have some examination and if I do not expect a good result, then what is the meaning of that? With what motive, if I don't expect that after scoring a good marks in my examination, I need one job in the Silicon Valley? So if I don't expect this kind of thing, with what motivation should I work? That is the first question. So the main point is that it is not that you will not expect the fruits of work. This is a very subtle boundary here. We have to understand calm and quietly. So spirituality is a understanding, It is a deeper understanding. And deeper understanding we will have when we think with calm mind. If our mind is not calm, we cannot, understand the deeper thing. So the point is that Karma Yoga never says you do not expect the fruits of work. It says definitely you will expect the fruits of work, but you must not be attached with that. What does it mean by attachment? What does it mean by attachment with the fruits of work? Before our examination, we think always, yes, after this examination, we will have a good job, a good interview, and we will get a job either in Apple or in Google or in Facebook, and we are done. Some apprentice after some time, and then the absorption. So this is the expectation, that is the attachment with the fruits of work. So if we think the goal, we must not be attached with the goal. Here is the difference between the instructors of the corporate sector and the monks who are standing at the pulpit. The difference is this: the instructions of the corporate instructor is this: you must be attached with your work passionately. You must do your work with passion. But the monks who are standing at the pulpit, they said no. There is no conflict. If you don't do your work passionately, you can get the same result. Number one. Number two, if you do your work passionately, you will get a bad result. This is the very clear instruction. Now, the point is this: how can we expect the fruits of work, but we must not attach with the fruits of work? If we attach with the goal, if we think or if we daydream about the fruits of work, it will only give us suffering. If we cannot success, it will be a disaster in our life. So, to avoid this disaster and to keep your mind clear, calmer, and one-pointed, the spiritual leaders of India, they advise a different mechanism. They say, and that is called karma yoga. So they say that in karma yoga, 3 things are required. You do your work, but with self-awareness. The first thing is that awareness must be there. Generally, we do our work, we perform our work with sense-guided emotions. No self-awareness is present in any of our work. So passion is another which blind your self-awareness. And if your self-awareness is absent, your logic will not work. If you are highly emotional, try to understand it. Try to verify it with your past experiences. When you are highly emotional, highly passionate, your logic will not work. It will blind your rationality. It will block your logic. Take the example of gross level love. If somebody falls in love with some person, emotion, passion, feeling, no logic works. So, self-awareness, what we are doing in any work, if you perform any of your work according to karma yoga, that will give you fruits. No doubt about that. So, first thing is self-awareness. Second is detachment of will. This is a technical term. I shall explain it. Detachment of will. And third, God orientation. Most of us ignore or do not believe the presence of God. But those who don't believe that the presence of God, then for them self-awareness and detachment of will, that is there. But all the 3, if we can integrate all the 3 things, sometimes in our life something happens. We cannot find any logical explanation of that, why it happened. Then only we can say it is God's will. There are many things, if we look back our life, we can find that there are many things happened. We did not find any logical explanation of that. And we simply say it is God's will. So some resort must be there. However, these 3 things are the prerequisition. What is the self-awareness? What is the detachment of will? And what is God orientation? These are the 3 things. These are internal. Mainly, I would explain you the internal transformation, internal mechanism, with what attitude we should work, which will become the karma yoga. That is my object of this talk. Then the point is this: will is very important thing. In Indian philosophy, we do not discuss the function of will more oftenly. But in Christianity, the will is discussed, and free will, God's will, many discussion we find in Christianity. But in Indian philosophy also, if we go through carefully the Upanishads, which is the basic scriptures, the foundation of Hinduism, and which is the foundation of Indian philosophy, if we go through that, we can find that there are few words which is called kratu. In Chandogya Upanishad, in Kena Upanishad, we can find that the word kratu. In Bhagavad Gita, we can find the word kratu or ichha. This ichha or kratu is nothing but will. What is the function of will? We always exercise our will. It is the dynamic aspect of our consciousness. It doesn't come from mind. In Indian philosophy, the philosophers, Indian philosophers, they actually post-mortem the human personality. They completely dissect the human personality. And they say that body is the material substance. Body has no connection with the consciousness. It is completely different. Body is not identified. Body is a matter. You can give a shape to a pot, earthen pot. So earth is the matter, material substance. So body is just like the material. It gives us shape. It is a container. The earthen pot is a container in which we keep water or something, some liquid. So this body is kind of container, material thing. Then what is there inside? There are two types of materials inside, according to Indian philosophy. Number one, they call it the earthen pot, the container is kind of grosser element. They call it is gross. And then inside that there is a subtle thing. What is the subtle thing? Subtle thing, what is the definition of gross thing? Gross thing, matter. What is the definition of matter, scientific definition of matter? You can see it, you can touch it, it can take some space for its existence. So this is the definition of, scientific definition of matter. You can touch it, you can see it, and it takes some space for its existence. But what is the definition of subtle element? Subtle element, as for example, is mind. Mind is the subtle element. The vapor is the subtle element. Any space it can stay. No specific area is required for it. And you cannot see it. You can touch it, but you cannot feel that you are touching it. So this is the subtle element, mind. We can experience the existence of mind, but we cannot touch mind. Like a physical heart or brain, there is no any specific place which mind is occupying. In our body, pathologically, where is the place of mind, we don't know. So mind is a subtle element. So inside that gross element, there is subtle element. This is a second kind of element the Indian philosophers, they identified. And what is the third one? Third one is the subtlest element. What is the subtlest element? The spirit, the consciousness. This is a completely different thing from the mind and body. They give the example of the electricity. The electricity you can consider the consciousness. And the gross body, the container, is the wire, is the fittings. All these are gross body. So unless the gross body is there, then the electricity cannot work. So consciousness cannot work unless there is gross body. And subtle body. Subtle is the mind. So mind is controlling the body. Just imagine what you think that you do. So mind is the controller of body. So Indian philosophers, they actually, dissect this human personality. Now, the point is, what is will in this formation? The will is not connected with the mind, though it works through the mind. Take the example. When we determine to do something, this morning or last few days, you are planning that you will be attending the lecture at Vedanta Society. This you are thinking last few days, or this morning you have decided that okay, I shall go to attend the lecture at Vedanta Society. Now, any moment it changes, the last moment another thing came to your mind and you'd think that okay, today we shall drop and another day I can go there. The point is this: what makes us to do the things? That is a kind of force coming from within. That is called will. Will is that which is coming, it is not mental force. It is coming from within. It is, mental force is changing, feeling, emotion, everything is changing, but determining, which is connected with buddhi, the determining factor, so that is determining factor. That is called will. Take another example. When you are meditating, you are thinking some object of your meditation. Say, as for example, you are concentrating on your thoughts, you are concentrating on a light, small light, or you are concentrating on your chosen deity, or you are concentrating on whatever, something. Now what happens? We are trying to concentrate, and the object of meditation always slips from our focus. You are trying to think that, hold that, but always it slips, it goes, and we bring it again. And to bring it under our focus, and to hold that under our focus, we apply some mental energy, some mental power, some mental force. If you are thinking something, you forget, but you are trying to browse, in your brain something. What we do, we are applying some force, some mental force. We think it is a mental force, but no, it is a will. So will, we are trying to browse that thing. We are applying something, some energy from within. So that's the will. So will has a tremendous function. And now here it is said detachment of will. Now we are applying all these power towards the external thing, to get some external things. When we detach this power from the external things, what will happen? It goes inside and is drill and explore within. And that is real meditation. So it is not that we are concentrating on something, that is a concentration, but not meditation. So meditation is that we are detaching our will from external things and we shall dip down it within. Then only inner transformation is possible. So this is the first thing, detachment of will. I am not going self-awareness, I am not explaining God. So this is the will, detachment of will. Then what will happen if we perfectly do the karma yoga? So why we have to detach it? If we detach the will from the external things, can we work externally? Yes. There is no conflict. Why? Let me give you one example. When you are driving, at the same time, you are listening some music. Where is your mind at that time? Where is your mind? In driving or listening to music?
On the driving.
On the driving? Then you cannot see the music, you cannot hear the music. So generally people concentrate on the music, but at the same time they drive. It is risky. It is risky and it is, officially it is not correct, probably according to DMV, but whatever. This is, or you can take another example. You are cooking at the same time you are listening music. What happens? We are at the same time doing two things. Do you think in that case your vegetable or what you are cooking will become tasteless? I don't think so. So the point is this: if we concentrate ourselves within, that will not hamper our external things. Not obviously, two things is difficult for us, mind cannot do that, but it is an example only that we can, sometimes we can do. So the point is this: if we withdraw our will, then will become strengthened and we can focus it in a very clear way. Wherever we want, we can put it. If will works according to its own will, then we cannot withdraw that, we cannot put that whatever we want. My experience I have seen. When I was in India, I had to manage one dorms of undergrads. It was a college and I had to manage the dorms. That's a Ramakrishna order, very respected college, and I had to manage these students there. I found what is the difference. I clearly saw the difference between academically successful boys and those who are not very academically successful. I found that only one thing is the difference. That is their concentration. That is their focus. Those who are not that much successful academically, I found their focus is not very strong. They study a little bit, then they are going here, their mind is going there, roaming here and there. But those are fully concentrated. So in our regular life also, this will has a tremendous function. In Sanskrit, it is called Shraddha. So the focusing one point at, if we cannot focus it to one target in our life, we cannot get success, whatever quality we have, no matter. However, so this detachment of will and applying will, this is the first thing. It is no spirituality is required for that. Only practice. Only practice. Second thing is this. Three things we have to leave. One, in Sanskrit, it is called Phala Sankalpa. This Sankalpa or the intentionality is very important. Sankalpa means intentionality. We have to think that yes, we have to do that thing. That is called Sankalpa. Yes, I shall go to that Vedanta temple this morning. This is called Sankalpa, your intentionality. So, and if we change, we cannot fix our mind and determine on a same point. So that is Sankalpa. That is called in Sanskrit, it is called Sankalpa. So I have to finish this job by today. This is called Sankalpa. So sometimes we miss it. So this is not good. So Sankalpa is connected with will. So this is called Sankalpa. So first, Phala Sankalpa. When we do some work, don't think Phala means the result. We want this result. Don't think that. Second, Phala Sankalpa Tyaga means where the aspirant tries to give up the attachment to the result of his action. Attachment to the result of your action. Before buying ticket, before organizing anything, before appearing in your semester examination, you are planning and daydreaming for a trip in Hawaii. Just you are completely lost. You have to buy ticket, you have to organize your other things, and you have to appear in the examination, then you have to have your trip. But generally, we lost in daydreaming. This is attachment. This is attachment. It will not only hamper our regular work, it will lead us to a bad result. So the solution here Swami Vivekananda gave is give your attention to the means of work than the result. Focus your means. If you concentrate on your means of work, that will give you the result. And at the same time, you will not be attached with the goal. So this is Phala Sankalpa Tyaga. detach yourself from the result of your action, number one. Number two, karma sankalpa tyaga. Sometimes we work and work and work. We forget the whole external things and we work. We lost in the work. So that we must give up the attachment to the work. The aspirant neither seeks nor avoid the work. Few people are there. If there is some work, they jump into work and they started working this, that, etc., etc. So don't avoid, don't jump into the work. Middle path, that Lord Buddha said, the middle path. And the third one, Katritya Sankalpa Tyaga, the doership. I did that. The connection with the work, with the doership, it will give problem. It will create problem. So three things, three Sankalpa Tyaga. Phala Sankalpa Tyaga, attachment with the result we have to get rid of. Then Karma Sankalpa Tyaga, the work, attachment with the work. And then, you see, as for example, take the example, the work, attachment, how we are attached with the work. Take the example, I was in some center and now I have posted here. And I enjoyed my work where I was. Take the example, the supervision of the dorms. I enjoyed that one. And now I think, oh, that's a wonderful work, So I am attached with that work. And I am missing that. And my energy is there. I am spending my energy by remembering, by procrastination of that thing. So how can I focus my present thing? So this is the attachment with the work. And then the third thing is the Katritya Sankalpa Tyaga, the doership. I did that. I did that wonderfully. I made these things and that guy went and spoiled everything. This is our common thing. We will suffer if we are attached with the doership. And what we do, if we get the success, fine, I did that. I did that. And if it is not successful, I did it well, but he gave this kind of thing. He came and he spoiled that. He poked the nose and then it went bad. I had this kind of limitation, so I could not do that. Immediately we dump some, complain, or we dump some things to others' shoulder. That's all, blame to others' shoulder. So this is doership. So these three things we must attach, not attach with that. We must detach from those things. These are not only for karma yoga, this is for our regular life. If you think carefully, before doing any work, if we think carefully and we will be careful, this is nothing, no spirituality is required for that. This is only practice. This is only your judgment. And little bit desirelessness, name and fame. That's all. So these three things are very important for karma yoga. When we can do these things, detachment of our will, phala sankalpa tyaga, karma sankalpa tyaga, and katritya samparka sankalpa tyaga. Attachment with doership, attachment with work, and attachment with the fruits of work, and detachment of will. Any work will become karma yoga. It is not that if we buy thousands and thousands of dollars of things and we distribute it to the poor, that is karma yoga. That will only pump our ego. We did that. How many dollars they spent? We spent this much dollar for the gift, There is a competition. So objective is lost. This is not karma yoga. When we can do that, it will transform our within. We will become enlightened. We will get the higher spiritual attainment. It is said, those who cannot do the meditation, it is difficult for some people to sit and close eyes and perform meditation. It is difficult. For them, definitely karma yoga. But if they cannot perform karma yoga with this prerequisition, then that will only help them to pump their ego, which will create another problem. There are many things, the effects of karma and all other things, but we do not have time. Do you have any question on this? This is a small portion of karma yoga. There is other part of the karma yoga, but afterwards we can discuss on it. Do you have any question? Yes, please.
I'm thinking about the detachment of will in terms of doing like karma, work, yoga. In general, you have to have some wills to do things and to focus your attention in doing. But one of the requirements here is the detachment of the will. So a little bit confusing.
That is what I am saying, that if you detach your will from the external things, now what happens? How our will activates? How can we use our will? Please try to say that. Yes, I have to buy something. I have to buy new shirt for me. I have to buy a new car. I want the promotion in my workplace. So we are applying our willpower with all these things. So our will is now connected with desire and with external things. And as long as our will is attached and connected with the external things, it is very difficult to have spiritual attainment. So we have to detach it there, because will is the main power, It will give us the force. Unless we detach our will and make it, that is called free will. Free will means you are detaching your will from the external desire and object and make it free. So you are, generally what happened? Will is the master. But we will become the master of will. We shall apply will. It is not that you must not apply your will to achieve some external things. Yes, you can do that. But you detach it. Now our will is always externally attached. Make it free. Yes, please. Ask question.
I can kind of see how karma yoga, we talk a lot about how it applies in a work setting when we're doing work or some kind of job. But in the remaining category of awareness, like when you go on a relaxing hike or you go on vacation, karma is all action, right? So is there some way that, how do you continue to engage in karma yoga when you are going to, going on a hike, going to see
Whatever, that is the secret of mindfulness. That is the secret of mindfulness. That what you are doing, keep your mind at the present, number one. It is called, in Sanskrit Upanishad we can find, is pratibodho viditam matam. That is in Kenya. It is the pratibodho viditam. Pratibodha. Prati means towards. Bodha means the consciousness, the awareness. So you turn your awareness towards you. Pratibodha. In Upanishads. In Zen it is called mindfulness. But in Upanishad it is called pratibodha. Bodha means the consciousness, your awareness. Prati means towards. So that is the thing, You will be focused, you will be aware. That is called self-awareness. You must be self-aware. Don't lost in any moment. Don't lost yourself to anything else. Generally, if you compare, rarely in a 24 hours, rarely we are self-aware. We only do the work, that's all. We lost. We don't aware that what we are doing. Yes, now I am speaking. We don't aware of that. Now I am listening. Now I am here. The existence of the awareness of our existence. We do not have that. We lost. That is called self-awareness. For karma yoga also, this awareness is required. This awareness is very, very important. Very, very important. It is said, that in mirror, we always use the mirror to decorate ourselves, But in mirror, we see, but we do not see ourselves. We only see what we are decorating. Just we are painting the wall. Exactly same way we are using the mirror, like a material we are decorating. But we do not see ourselves. So this is awareness, self-awareness, very important, very important. Yes.
Follow these principles, they sound simple, but they are very hard to practice consistently. So especially I find the sense of doership, it just creeps in. So do you think, am I right to say that Bhakti Yoga is the path?
I said three things. Self-awareness, detachment of will, and God orientation.
That is the only way to...
Whatever you feel, that is up to the makeup of your mind. I do not believe the existence of God. So for me, okay, detachment of will. If I believe God, then yes, definitely the God orientation. Everything is the instrument. I am the instrument in the hand of God. But nothing is hard in this universe. We have to start at one point. The people, if they do not have a hand, or they have hand, but they do not have any strength in their hand, okay? Even if a food plate is in front of them, that is hard for them to eat. So what is not hard? Everything is hard in this universe. But unless we start practicing, at one point you have to start. These are not the information. Definitely you can listen to it, think of it. Unless you think of it, it will not come to your, activity. These are the words. So transform these words into activity. And to do this, you have to reflect on it. That is what Upanishad says. Listen to it, reflect on it, and meditate on it. Then only your consciousness will transform. But if you think, oh, it is hard, only the information has no meaning, These are only information, no meaning. Only you can, Sri Ramakrishna says, that we heard the name of milk. That is one point, okay? Nothing is going to happen with that. We see the milk. That will also not do. We have to drink the milk and we have to digest it. Then only it will give us strength. Okay, thank you. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkham Apnuat Sarvastarotu Durgani Sarvo Bhadrani Pashyatu Sarva Sadbuddhimapnotu Sarva Sarvatranandatu Durjana Sajjano Bhuyat Sajjana Shantimapnuat Shantamuccheti bandhebhyo Muktaschanyan vimochayet. May all be happy. May all enjoy good health. May all see happy events May all be freed from miseries. May all be freed from dangers. May all realize what is good. May all be actuated by noble thoughts. May all rejoice everywhere. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous attain tranquility. May the tranquil be free from bondages. May the freed make others free. May the Supreme Spirit, the presiding deity of all sacred activities, be satisfied. For he being pleased, the whole universe feels satisfied. Peace, peace, peace be unto you all. So as usual, next Sunday we will have Sunday lectures. But we have 2 programs back to back in March. In March 10th, I think, no, 10th or 9th or 10th, we will have Shivaratri in the evening at 7 p.m. in this hall. There will be traditional singing, etc. And then on 17th, we will have Sri Ramakrishna's birth anniversary celebration. That will be at 3 p.m. in this hall. You all are welcome. And another, in April, we will have a special lecture from the professor of Iowa University, emeritus professor. He translated the Tulsidas Ramayana in English. As you know, Professor Goldman, he translated the Valmiki Ramayana in English. Professor Goldman and his wife. This professor translated the Tulsidas Ramayana, and he wrote some books, some Hanumana and etc. So he will speak on the significance of Ramachandra and Hanumana in Ramayana.
Is that on the 6th? What was the date for this?
April 6th. You will get the bulletin. You will get the bulletin. Okay, thank you. As usual, tea and coffee will be served in Saradananda Hall, which will be followed by Prasad Luncheon. You all are requested to join. Thank you.